You started off at the tender age of 17, and by 21 you were already in the export business.
While I was learning, in the evenings and nights, I started my D2C business, like it's called now.
What is your mindset that you power through these setbacks?
See, my mindset has always been that I came to this industry with nothing. I came to the business journey only with nothing. It can never get worse than that.
Earlier there was a time where that degree meant, oh, you stand out.
I think whether it's degree or non-degree, as long as you have core competency in whatever you're wanting to do, there has to be some reason to do that education. Otherwise, what's the point?
Earlier we used to only be like Goldie Penna hai types, and now diamonds are becoming more popular here.
India has always been very influenced by Bollywood. What they wore at their wedding sets was, Jadao, Polki, gemstones.
Correct.
So that got popular, and the prices have gone up. Kaizen really helps, and I would, encourage anybody to completely,
adopt that.
totally follow that if you want to keep your manufacturing process world class. If somebody is starting now today in the AI chat GPT world, I would assume it's a little easier because now he has access to all the information we had no access
Very
to.
handy.
If anything and everything that they're doing in their business has some amount of tech, then it will give them an edge over the competition.
So focus on tech.
Focus on tech, yeah.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Happy Hour with FinCocktail. Diamonds are a girl's best friend, and I'm going to love the conversation today because today we're talking to Mr. Colin Shah, the founder and MD of Kama Jewelry, one of Asia's top 10 diamond jewelry manufacturers and exporters. He's truly somebody to be revered with because he started working in the industry at the tender age of 17. And look at him, he's already made such a massive mark for himself. He's a certified gemologist from the IGI who's expanded Kama Jewelry into a powerhouse that it is today, with 3 manufacturing units in Mumbai and a client base all over the world. He served as the chairman of the Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council, and he continues to be actively involved in FIO. Please welcome Mr. Colin Shah. Mr. Colin Shah, welcome to the show. I'm so excited to have this conversation because it was just a few days ago that I was talking to my friend about, the jewelry business and where the gemstone game is going. But I wanted to have this conversation with you by rewinding a little and starting off in the beginning. You started off at the tender age of 17, and by 21 you were already in the export business. What was that like, and wasn't it intimidating?
It was. So I grew up in a doctor family.
Yeah.
My father used to be a gynecologist. My brother is a infertility specialist. My sister's a radiologist. So we grew up, obviously wanting to becoming a doctor. I wanted to become a doctor. 11th, 12th, Jain, HSCs did very well, got 99 PCB. But that is the Mandal Commission year, 87. And we were the affected batch where after the 12th exams, we were told now that we have to, study for this common medical entrance exam.
Correct.
So we all studied for that. And then, I got admission in Pune. One of my very good friends also got admission. We had that list thing.
Yeah.
First list, second list. And ragging used to be intense in those times, and he had a nervous breakdown. He was admitted into hospital. So on the second list, when my name came, told my dad I'm not going for sure, and I changed over to commerce. So in those years, you had to do the 12th again. You could not just change to commerce. So I went to Sydenham, and then I had to do 12th again. So during that year, I did, like a variety of things. One of my uncles was a chartered accountant, so I went over there, did articleship, but didn't enjoy it. One of my uncles was a cotton yarn merchant. Then Mama was into electrical trading. So after trying my hand in 3-4 things, and I did this diamond grading course. Fell in love with the industry, and then that's how the journey began.
Nice. And where was your first gig in the diamond industry?
There was no gig, when you're, when you're starting. So I did that diamond course, and then obviously to learn the industry, because I could not start a business without going into the details of it. So for 2 years, I learned a polished assortment at a company called RP Shade. Then for 2 years, I learned rough manufacturing at a company called Beautiful Diamonds, Jembel family. And then for a year, I interned in a company called TriStar in Seeps to learn all about jewelry manufacturing. Now, while I was learning, in the evenings and nights, I started my D2C business, like it's called now.
Yeah.
Right. And my first month, I made 5,000 rupees.
Yeah.
And, those were the days when the Gold Control Act used to be there. So the entire business was cash.
Correct.
And my dad's a doctor, and I would come home with
Bags
cash
of
and those
cash.
bags of cash at that time, and he would say, you'll go to jail, we'll go to jail, who will marry you? So the only, I guess, official business in those times was exports.
Yeah.
So that's when then I wound up my domestic business, and I started Kama when I was 25.
That's a really young age to start a business, and that too of something like export where you're dealing with giants, right? Essentially.
Yeah, but I started small. So, we got, I guess our generation got a little policy luck at that time because 91, if you recollect,
Yes.
is when, Manmohan
opened
Singh
up,
did the
yeah.
reforms and the SEZ Act was done. So in SEZ especially, 5 years it was tax free, and then another 5 years you had this, reducing tax. But State Bank of India was giving attractive long-term loans. The machinery manufacturers, luckily at that time, were giving machines on 1 year letter of credit, especially the
nice.
Japanese.
Got it.
So, somebody like me, though I started, whatever money I had saved from the age of 17 to 25 was 35 lakhs. So that is my equity in the business.
Yeah.
Took a loan from State Bank of India and started Kama. So we started only with 2 people. Both of them are still with me. Units
that's
met.
great.
So policy helped in those times.
I think policy plays a very big role in general as entrepreneurs for your business. Even today, for example, right? A lot of people talk about how the D2C business has grown because of some policy. Women entrepreneurs are getting, a little bit more help in that direction. There is a lot that kind of policy shapes when it comes to an industry or the business. What, other than, of course, the economic reforms, etc., specifically, was there anything in terms of the export business or the gemstone business that changed at that time to now, which has helped?
No, what really helped at that time was, one was SEZ. Second is India was established for loose diamonds and loose gemstones.
Ah,
But
okay.
for jewelry, we were not established. So it was still early days for Seeps. And when, on my first trip to the US and Europe, Japan, all those trips that I made in 96, 97, when I started the company, one of my first appointments in the US is, when did you Indians start manufacturing jewelry?
Yeah.
And when did you Indians start wearing a suit?
Yeah.
Obviously
was
we had
just-
to go through all,
Of course.
those kind of
Stereotypes that you had to break.
stereotypes also. Yeah. So it was early times, but it also was lucky times because the price difference which existed between manufacturing in the West and getting
Versus
anything
here.
manufactured in India was just vast. So they could not believe
That
the
it-
pricing at which they were able to get jewelry in India. And I must give it to say a young manufacturer like me. The Americans and even the Europeans and the Japanese at that time where I started business, there was a huge level of trust.
Yeah.
So I obviously didn't have money
Yeah.
to give credit.
Yeah.
And if they placed an order and if you asked for an advance, they were okay wiring an advance to somebody who's completely a stranger.
Correct.
Who you're meeting for the first time.
Yeah.
So
Who they didn't even think that, that country itself
Yeah.
kind of manufactured.
But they were okay wiring a certain
Yeah.
amount of money just to get the order started.
Nice.
So that was so that helped.
Yeah.
That definitely helped. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
start or do the business.
Yeah, very true. As an entrepreneur, I'm sure that you've faced a lot of setbacks as well, because no story is complete without some failures, some setbacks. Could you tell us, maybe 1 or 2 moments that you really faced a setback and you're like, damn, I grew a lot from this?
See, setbacks, I can write a book on them. It's 96 to 25 now, nearly 29 years of the
Yeah.
company. So we've gone through all the economic cycles that
That
we've
is
seen
true.
in the last so many years. We saw
Yeah.
the pandemic, we saw 2001, 2008,
Yeah.
9/11. So if you take all the macroeconomic,
Yeah, factors.
factors where your factory is more or less shut down for 3 6 months and you
Yeah.
still have to keep it going and you're paying salary, so
Correct.
we've gone through all that.
Yeah.
Besides that, we've also gone through a time when in Bombay, especially I guess in the late 90s and early 2000s, there was a lot of union problems
Yeah.
and political union problems, so we had to weather
Manage
that
that,
too.
yeah.
We had to manage that too. Besides that, I've had a fire once in the factory.
Oh, those are the worst.
We've had, two large thefts, I would say, in the last 30 years where, safe has been
Cracked.
totally cracked and insurance and everything. So
Wow.
we've gone through, I
All
would
of
say,
that.
yeah, through all of it.
What?
In a 3 decade period, you do go through
I'm sure.
all of
I'm
it. Yeah.
I'm
But
sure you
we've
can
always
totally
come
write a
out of
book.
every crisis
Yeah,
stronger
yeah.
and, more resilient. So.
Maybe then I think my question should have been, what is your mindset that, you power through these setbacks?
See, my mindset has always been that I came to this industry with nothing.
Yeah.
I came to the business journey only with nothing. So it can never get worse than that. If
Very
at
true.
all, I'll go back to nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Right? So the mindset's always been that we'll get through this.
Yeah.
It's every day is better than yesterday. And as long as I
Yeah.
don't go back to where I started from,
Yeah.
it can't be that bad.
That's amazing. I think I'm going to write that as a quote and keep it. I believe you were supposed to do your MBA, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah.
but then you didn't do it, and then you focused entirely on karma.
See, I finished my BCom
Mm-hmm.
and then I was obviously in the thick of things in
Correct.
running my business. But at that time, since I'm coming from this whole very, educated doctor family,
yeah. Oh, there's.
I thought
I'm
BCom
sure.
won't be good enough.
Yeah, and I'm
And
sure
I
there's
must
so much
have,
pressure.
yeah, some kind of degree. No,
Yeah.
there was no pressure,
Huh.
but I self-created. I
Self-created.
wanted to, have some kind of degree. So I went through all the NMIMS tests and
Yeah.
group discussions and all the, I guess, application process they had at that time. Got in.
Yeah.
I wasn't 100% desperate to get in, but I got in somehow. And then once I got in, I thought, okay, why not? Maybe
Yeah.
I can do both,
Yeah.
run my business and do the MBA. But after one semester, I could not balance both.
Fair.
So I had to make a choice that either now I focus on something which I've been working hard on since the last 4 5 years,
Yeah.
or do the MBA.
Yeah.
And then at that time, when you're 21, 22,
Yeah.
not having so much responsibility
Yeah,
and
you
the
can
money
make that
was
choice.
good, I thought it's maybe better to continue with the business and not do the MBA. So I dropped out and focused on my business.
Fair enough. So there are a lot of youngsters who kind of grapple with the same situation, especially now, because in today's day and age, having a higher education degree or like an MBA or any other has been kind of not the coolest thing to do. Earlier there was a time where that degree meant, oh, you stand out, but now there is a certain section where the master's degree is not the coolest thing to do, and they want to drop out, and they think that dropping out and starting your business is the way to go. What advice would you give to somebody who's on this path?
I think whether it's degree or non-degree, as long as you have core competency in whatever you're wanting to do, whatever you're wanting to do. So, like in the jewelry business,
Correct.
for example, okay, I made sure that I could cut and polish a diamond myself. I went through polish assortment.
Yeah, you learned all of that.
Jewelry manufacturing, made a piece of jewelry myself, pricing, customers, relationships, branding, product development. See, unless I learned about everything in depth,
Yeah.
I didn't start my business.
Fair.
So if you're doing an MBA, it has to be outcome based. That okay, you're doing the MBA for what? Either you're trying to broaden your mind. If you have your, say, inheritance business
Yeah.
and now you want to take it in a new direction, or you want to corporatize it, or there has to be some reason, yeah, to do that education. Otherwise, what's the point?
Fair enough. Okay, now this is just because I am curious. Could you walk us through what the diamond goes through in the entire process before, like, let's say it's on my hand.
So a diamond typically billions of years old.
Yes.
Natural diamond, like So we have two diamonds now.
Yes,
We have
now
natural
we'll
and we
get
have,
to that.
we
That is
have
a
lab grown.
Yes.
So a natural diamond obviously comes through, the pipeline runs 1.5 kilometers
Yeah.
below, the surface of the earth. And under great temperature pressure, carbon
Yeah,
becomes a
becomes a
diamond. The diamond is mined. After mining, there's a huge process, if you go to any of these mines, to bring it to, say, a level where now it can be cut and polished into a diamond.
Okay.
There are several kinds of rough diamonds. Some have to be sawn, some have to be cleaved, or some can be cut and polished right off from the way they are.
Okay.
Right? Every different mine also has a different kind of rough diamond. So there's alluvial, there's kimberlite. Now, if it's coming from the riverbed, it's a
Yeah.
little different from something which is coming from under the ground.
Okay.
So once the rough diamond comes, then we have a pipeline where most of the roughs today are either in Africa, they are in Botswana or Angola, or they are in Russia. And of course, there are some mines in Canada and Australia,
Yeah.
and in India, of course, we had Golconda,
Yeah.
but that's hardly any production now.
Yeah.
So mining is in these countries. From there, it goes to either Antwerp or Dubai,
Okay.
where the rough dealer or the
So the rough
importer is
dealers
there.
are
So the
primarily
miners
there.
would sell to a rough dealer or a site holder, and then those goods, either through a site holder or a rough dealer, ultimately come to Surat or Mumbai,
Got it.
right? And
Yeah.
then they're cut and polished. Once they're cut and polished, it would come to the BKC, BDP, the Bharat
Oh,
Diamond
yeah,
Bourse,
BDP, yeah.
where the diamonds are distributed
Yeah.
from, and then they go into jewelry. Then there are jewelry manufacturers like Kama who are making the jewelry, manufacturing the jewelry. There's many like us in Bombay, in China, Thailand, Turkey, Italy, various countries. And then of course you have the retailers. So
The
we
final
would be
product.
selling to a
Yeah.
retailer who then would sell to the consumer.
Got it.
So that's the entire pipeline. So there's a miner, there's a rough dealer, there's a site holder,
Wow.
diamond cutting and polishing, jewelry manufacturing, jewelry retailing, and then the consumer.
Small thing has been through so much.
Yeah, it's been through a lot.
Yeah.
And then you have the lab grown,
Yes.
where it's not going through so much.
It's not, but it is still
Yeah.
a process.
It's a process, and temperature pressure, is same. The conditions are
But
in a
just
lab.
recreated in a lab.
Yeah, it's recreated in a lab, and through chemical vapor deposition or HPHT, high pressure, high temperature, a lab grown diamond is created. Cutting and polishing process is same. Jewelry manufacturing is same. Retailing is same.
So baki ka process is the same. Just the
Yeah.
creation bit is
The creation bit,
in
yeah.
the lab.
This is 5 billion years old. This is a few years old, or
yeah.
last month, or something like that. Right? So
Got it.
that's
and,
the difference.
And where are the main creators of these lab grown diamonds?
Now Surat.
Okay.
Now Surat. And HPHT is still China.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. And Kama does the one step before it reaches the final retailer, right?
Yeah, we are a manufacturer.
Your jewelry
we are a
manufacturing.
manufacturer. We manufacture in platinum, gold, and silver. Natural diamond jewelry, lab grown jewelry, and gemstone jewelry.
Oh, nice.
And we distribute through retailers.
Across
Either we
the
have
world.
our private label brands, or it's white label.
Got it.
Either or.
Either or. And across the world.
It's across the world, yeah. We also partner with a lot of e-commerce companies where from start to finish they take the order on their website and we ship out of India between 3 and 5 days.
Got it.
Straight to their consumer.
Nice. Very interesting. So, where do you think the Indian gemstone market is at now? Because it's been through a lot. There was the time where, diamonds were a girl's best friend. That's the entire campaign that, if I'm not wrong, De Beers had created. And we went from, only the West thinking that an engagement ring needs to have a massive solitaire diamond, to diamonds being a lot more popular in Indians as well. Earlier we used to only be like a Goldie penna hai types, and now diamonds are becoming more popular here. So where do you think the industry is going? How popular is it in India now? And do you think the Indian market can kind of give a great competition to the US market still?
See, India has always been a large jewelry market.
Yes.
Okay.
We love our
We've
jewelry.
always been, traditionally a large market.
Yeah.
US is obviously the largest market in the world.
Yeah.
And then there was China, India, or India, China. The race changes every year. But India, in spite of the gold price being where it is today, $3,400, 1 lakh rupees,
Yeah.
we are still consuming a good 700, 800 tons.
Yeah.
Now the diamond jewelry market used to be at retail maybe 5,000 crores a couple of decades back, has now today grown to a lakh crores.
Okay.
Okay, so it's already grown quite a bit. We're the second largest diamond jewelry market now in the world.
Oh, nice.
We're larger than China. We are after the US.
After the US.
So where do I see it growing from here? It'll keep on growing because our diamond penetration yet as a percentage of the population is not even 7-8%.
Oh.
So while because India is a large country, 1.4
Correct.
billion people,
Very
you
true.
still have only 7-8% of the population actually owning a diamond.
Fair.
So even if the 7-8 becomes 15, which
It's-
is not like a great
Correct. It's
jump
still a huge
for the industry to aspire,
Yeah, huge
but
potential.
it'll double from here.
Yeah.
Right. So I definitely think whether it's natural diamonds or lab grown, it's good times as far as the Indian consumption story is concerned, and that's why you're seeing more listing happening, more people getting private equity money, so many startups. I mean, you're seeing a lot of action in this space in the last couple of years.
Nice. And your opinion on the lab grown diamonds, because they had, like last year, there was so much conversation around it, right? Because it was like as if the world first discovered lab grown diamonds last year only.
Yeah.
I think just because everybody realized that this exists and it's significantly cheaper, and virtually you cannot, distinguish between the two stones with your naked eye. Last year there was a crash in the lab grown diamond prices as well in the middle. So, what is your opinion on the lab grown market?
In the end, what a woman or a consumer is buying is a piece of jewelry.
True.
Okay. Sometimes you're buying for investment, sometimes you're buying for adornment.
Yeah.
Right. Now, when you're buying for investment, you're buying bullion for the most part.
Yeah.
Right. And that's where, say, whether it's the Indian consumer or Chinese or American, they've seen a nice appreciation, I would say, over the last 100 years.
Yeah.
If you even take India since independence, every year gold prices have gone up 5% compounded.
Correct.
Okay, and then you have the rupee depreciation. So you've had a good, actually it's beat the Nifty
Yeah.
in terms of appreciation in gold.
Yeah,
So
in
if
the
you're buying
last-
for investment,
yeah.
you buy gold.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah,
or
you
you buy
buy
platinum or you buy silver. Platinum prices in the last 5 months have gone up by 35%. Okay,
Silver's also doing well in the
Silver's
last
also
couple of
doing well.
years.
So commodities is where you're buying for investment. Diamonds has always been adornment. It's a store of value. It's something you pass on to the next generation.
Yeah.
Natural diamonds did see some kind of correction in the last 2 years, but I think it's hit rock bottom. And
Okay.
it's also been because of a lot of geopolitical issues.
Okay.
Russia sanctioned.
Yeah.
Al Rosa could not sell their rough diamonds. Africa in turmoil. America going through this whole election cycle. Now we've had all these wars everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's not typically been a great time, I would say, for the year.
For the year.
For the world.
For the world
For the
in
world
general.
in general.
Yeah.
But now I think this year, as say maybe the wars come to an end, some of these tariff, deals are done. When all this happens, de-dollarization is happening for sure. So gold prices will continue to go up, but we'll see stability in the natural diamond front. So we already are seeing as industry a slight hardening of prices, and come Diwali, I'm sure in some sizes, color clarities, it will start going up also.
Okay.
In terms of lab grown, we've not really seen, I would say, a crash. We've seen a gradual decline in prices for the simple reason that it's a technical product. So as the machines which are growing the product are getting faster, better, cheaper, it will continue to slide down. So,
Does the fact that its resale value is essentially not non-existent, does that also make a
see,
difference?
resale value is it's an interesting topic. So if you go to say any place in the world, okay, nowhere can you return your jewelry
As is.
and expect 100% refund,
Yeah.
even from brands or anything. Today, say if you're buying a branded lehenga in India,
Oh,
okay,
that-
for your wedding, that's 10-20 lakhs. Can you return it after 6 months and
No.
expect? Okay. When it comes to jewelry, India is a very unique place where there is a buyback policy.
Yeah.
There is a return policy, right?
Yeah.
And most retailers are giving you the market price of the stones or gold or platinum on the day that you go
Correct.
back, right? Less labor.
Correct.
more or less. So these return policies and exchange policies are completely depending on which retailer you're buying your piece of jewelry from,
Interesting.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like today, even a department stores, maybe some of them have a return policy for clothes for 90 days,
Yeah, they do.
and some don't.
Yeah.
So that will depend between the retail and the consumer, and it's things like that, right?
Yeah.
So in India, as far as jewelry is concerned, everyone is at a unique place, that whether you bought lab grown or natural or gemstone, you're getting exchange, return,
Yeah.
market price.
Yeah.
It's fabulous in terms of as a consumer.
Correct. The option and the access.
Yeah.
And your opinion on gemstones, because I'm seeing the different colored stones, etc., getting a little bit more popular. Have you seen
100%. So emeralds and rubies have become popular. See,
Yeah.
India has always been very influenced by Bollywood.
that? Of course.
And
We get all our
since if you
trends from
see,
there.
Katrina, Alia, Deepika, and Anushka, all of them, what they wore at their wedding sets was, Jadao,
stones.
Polki, gemstones,
Correct.
Sabya, a lot of. So that got popular, and the prices have gone up.
Yeah.
So that's what's happened. So emeralds and rubies have gone up, I would say globally also, because it's been a big trend even with Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
So
So colored gemstones are the way to go. Next.
it's the way to go, yeah.
That's what's
and
going.
it's rare also, so it's not easily accessible, available. Large stones are not so easy to find.
Yeah, that's also true. Okay, so now this is something that I have to talk about because I come from a finance background and I'm very, very interested to learn that you have what I believe 3 factories
Yeah.
that you run where you have to manage so many resources. How do you stay on top of all the financial decisions that you have to take? And especially in the commodity market where you deal with raw materials that include stones and gold and platinum and silver. How do you manage your cost fluctuations?
So I'll answer the first question.
Sure.
Okay. So what we've always been a large believer in over the years, and we've really been practicing, and maybe we'll take you for a quick round of the factory later.
Oh, would love that.
Is Kaizen.
Okay.
So we've been it's in the blood of say everyone in the company, I guess. So our KPIs are very well defined, and with Kaizen we've done a little cocktail internally of TOC also, which is theory of constraints, and Six Sigma. So when you mix up say all of them
which-
together, we run a very I would say well managed tight ship where there are daily Kaizen
Checks.
meetings. There are weekly reviews, so I do weekly reviews with all the departments every week. Every week there's a 1 hour review with every department, and every department would typically have 3 KPIs that they focus on every year.
Okay.
So, and those 3 KPIs every year don't necessarily change for a few years till we achieve that KPI.
Nice.
Okay, so financially we are very, we make sure that our inventory levels are, exactly what they're meant to be. We keep on, we work only with customers who are for the most part organized and listed companies. So we get our debtors on time, so it's things like that. So Kaizen really helps, and I would,
Yeah.
encourage anybody to, to completely,
adopt that.
totally
Yeah.
follow that if you want to keep your manufacturing process world class.
Yeah.
So that's as the first part of the question.
Yes.
Second part is that, we hedge. I mean, it's as simple as that. So on gold, we have gold loans with all our banks. So we are not, we don't take any metal risk as
Yeah.
such. There's no risk.
Yeah.
The only risk we have is on the minimal diamond inventory in natural
That
and
you
lab
hold.
grown that we would carry. But our throughput and cycle times are between 7 days to 2 weeks.
Oh,
So the risk is limited to that. We never have high inventories to begin with.
Nice. Interesting. And if somebody who is, a young entrepreneur who wants to start off in this space, would you think today it is more difficult than you started off at that time? And what advice would you give them?
To be honest, today is easier.
Really?
Because all the tech, see, we started in a time, when I started,
Huh.
it was telex.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
our generation saw that telex becoming a fax, and then the computers with those huge,
Massive.
massive monitors,
And floppy disks.
and floppy disks. And so we saw, and then mobile phones, and today we're in
Yeah.
a AI, chat GPT world.
Yeah.
So if somebody is starting now today in the AI chat GPT world, I would assume it's a little easier.
Yeah.
Because now he has access to all the information we had no access
Very
to.
handy.
Right, he just has to type, okay, how do I cast in 14 carat, and it comes. We had to go through trial and error
Yeah.
on everything. Today there's 3D printing, which has made life easier. CAD softwares are way more advanced.
Yeah.
And today with all the common facility centers, and especially in we as council, we have Bharat Ratnam, the mega CFC.
Yes.
They have access to world class tech at a reasonable price on day one.
Oh, wow.
So today it's easier.
Yeah.
I would say, I'm not, and I mean it very well
Yeah.
with all humbleness, but today it's much easier than what it used to be a few decades back for sure.
Nice. And a piece of advice you would give the young entrepreneur?
Who am I to advise? See, first of all, I'm not, but all I can say is that, see, the whole world is going the tech way. So if anything and everything that they're doing in their business has some amount of tech, whether it's product development, marketing, manufacturing, then it will give them an edge over the competition. So tech is very, I would say, important.
So focus on tech.
Focus on tech, yeah.
Nice. Interesting. Your role at let me get this right.
GJEPC.
Yeah. That was also focused on digital transformation, industry reforms. What did you learn from your time over there, and what did you see transform during your tenure?
See, first of all, why I joined council
Yes,
as
please.
vice chairman and chairman and had several committee roles is
Yeah.
because I started my career in a council institute. So that was my way of giving back
Yeah.
to the council what it gave to me.
Yeah.
Right, it gave me my career. So in some sense, I owed it to give back. So I always had this sense since many years that I wanted to give back.
Yeah.
Now, what I wanted to give back is again this whole tech transformation, because over the years I started really believing in it and felt that maybe the industry was a little not so much into, I guess, on the tech front. Second thing, unfortunately, which happened is 2018 when I became vice chairman, is when the Nirav Modi and Gitanjali
Oh, yeah, the scam.
scam happened. So our I guess image
Was
in Delhi and globally had to be fixed.
Yeah.
So the entire focus of my 4-year tenure
Ended up
was
being
fixing the image. We used to have members coming to us. My children aren't getting admission in school if I say I'm a jeweler. It was things like that.
Oh, wow.
And I think in those 4 years we did succeed in some way
Yeah.
to changing the image of the industry globally also. Where bankers felt comfortable again coming and banking with our industry. Private equity money came.
Yeah.
Retailers, I would say hallmarking was a big thing in our tenure when, all this consumer confidence today, because you can buy gold from anybody.
Correct.
You don't have to worry whether it's the correct caratage.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of measures. So this was also like hallmarking, GST,
All of that
everything happened in those 4 years, demonetization. So a lot of things helped fix the image of the industry
As a whole.
in the global eyes. And obviously we had to adopt a lot of tech to do that.
Of course.
So if you go to IIHS today, it's probably the most technically forward show, I would say, globally.
Yeah.
In terms of access and booths and everything. I mean, you have to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
But so that was the whole focus.
Nice. So, just going off from the wonderful work you've already done, the industry also tends to focus a little bit on, worker welfare, a bit of upskilling and philanthropy. How does Karma kind of, add to that as a whole?
Karma has believed in this since day one of giving back. I guess from 96, from the very first year that we started. So we've had since then only 10% of our work strength has been physically handicapped, deaf and mute. 40% is girl child, women, orphan child, who are without parents. So we work with a lot of NGOs in Andheri, and 90% of our work strength is employees who have been trained on the job in Karma.
Oh,
so
nice.
we've generally never taken, I guess, employees from the industry
Yeah.
who are already trained. Everyone
You
is
upskill them.
upskilled and trained over here.
Nice.
So we do that.
Yeah.
besides that, I mean, we have all the usual stuff. We have family, Mediclaim, we go
Yeah,
through the
yeah,
Great
yeah.
Place to
Fair
Work
enough.
certification. I mean, if you see
Yeah.
around, we have many things happening for our employees besides.
That's lovely. I'd like to pivot a little bit because what we talk about as FinCocktail and on our podcasts and and on Instagram, we talk a lot about how people can manage their money. So this is a question we ask all our guests, and I'd love to ask you and pick your brain on this. What financial habits or disciplines have you inculcated from the beginning? And now that you work with both of your daughters, something that you'd like to, maybe tell them or give them a piece of advice on financial habits that you'd like to see in them as well.
See, one of the key financial habits that we've had from the start, and we'd like to get better at that, and it's still not ideal, but like to get better at that, is not have too much debt. Our industry is very capital intensive, and you can only grow if you have more working capital.
Yeah.
But then your growth is limited to the profit you make. So we
Correct.
always land up taking debt to grow.
Yeah.
So that would be one thing which I'll definitely, would like them to inculcate, is that don't take too much debt
Yeah.
now, and let's try and grow without too much of,
Yeah.
bank finance.
Yeah.
That's one. Second is having a second stream of income. So
Interesting.
that's something that we've, always believed in, and which everyone should have,
Yeah.
so that you're not dependent only on
The
the
one
one
thing
business,
that you're doing.
right? And third is, I guess investing the company surplus wisely every year, so that you have again
Yes.
another I would say pot of gold.
Yeah.
you know. So if you
Yeah.
have less debt, you have a second stream of income, and you're able to I guess invest wisely a certain percentage, whatever everyone's
Yeah.
comfortable with, then
Yeah.
that's good fiscal discipline.
That's amazing. What is next for Kama? Is there a next big step that you're going to take, or a big risk that you're going to take?
Not really. What we intend to do is just get better at what we're already doing. We want to be world class. We see a great, opportunity for a B2B manufacturer like us, especially with the way retail is growing. The consumer is getting more and more demanding, I would say, globally and in India.
Yeah.
So not many people who can maybe do what we do, which is innovative products in a world-class quality and in a quick time.
Yeah.
We turn around in 3 to 5 days. So there's not, I would say, many manufacturers out there who can do all of this
Yeah.
at scale.
At scale. Nice. Any last parting words for our audience? Just as as somebody who's been in the jewelry industry for so long.
No, our industry, and again, going back to my council stint, has always, suffered from this little image
Issue.
I guess, hangover, where I guess, especially investors, bankers, they feel that just because they don't understand, what
Correct.
the value of a diamond is, or metal is, things like that, they've been a little uncomfortable, I would say, financing this industry, or maybe they're not as comfortable financing this industry as they have
Any other.
been. So one parting message would be is that they should look at the quality of the promoter.
Fair.
And track record, and give that as many, I would say, marks on their assessment sheets as they do in other industries.
Nice. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I've learned so much on this podcast, and it was a great time chatting with you.
Yeah, same here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching the episode, guys. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one.